Your first $10,000 month is going to feel like you won the lottery, straight up. There's no other way to put it. It's going to feel like you won the lottery. My first $10,000 month was in the spring of 2022, I want to say. 2022, is that right? Yeah, or 2023, I don't remember. It was when I was doing AI, my AI business, whatever. Anyway, it's going to feel like you won the lottery because it's the most significant change in your life in terms of like your in terms of your income, and your financial condition. That's the word I was looking for. $10,000. So you going anywhere from $0 to $5,000, or zero to $8,000. From that point to $10,000 a month. Especially if you do it on your own, meaning through your own business, your own venture, your own side hustle, your own startup. If you do it on your own, it feels like you can pause life right there. You can end things right there and you'll be okay. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like you just cracked this code. Imagine this, like you've been working and slaving away for so long and you finally just cracked this code. You're in this elite club, because it is an elite club. You're in this elite club of individuals and you can finally talk about it because you've actually done it. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like you just cracked the code and you won the lottery, and that high is one of the highest highs you'll ever experience. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, and you want to celebrate in every way possible. You want to reflect on all the work you've done. You're going to start talking differently. You're going to start being more confident because you have the results that are undeniable, however you did it. And then that high is going to last for like a day, and then it starts to be like, okay, now how do I do it again? How do I do it again? How do I make sure I do it again next month? Like, how do I do it again? How do I keep doing it again? If you are relentless in nature, which you probably are because you're going to end up hitting $10,000 a month if you haven't already. And I'm making this to my past self, so I'm kind of foretelling the future here. But if you're relentless enough in nature, which you are, the question is going to become, how do you do it again? How do you do it again? That's what's going to be going on in your head. The thought is, how do I do this again? How do I repeat this success? And that's where the game begins again. And then you realize that, like, oh, it never really was the destination. It was always the journey. It was always the process. It was always that process of building myself up into this relentless, unstoppable force of nature. That's where the glory really came from. And the $10,000 a month was just a fruit of your labor. It was just like a byproduct of you building yourself into the person you needed to become. The person who puts themselves out there, who shares their story, who is consistent, who is confident, who posts and builds their business and takes matters into their own hands and takes life into their own hands. $10,000 a month is just an indicator saying, hey, shout out to you. You've been on the right track this whole time, but thank you for not needing to see me in order to validate that about yourself. You will hit $10,000 a month when you stop worrying about hitting $10,000 a month and you just keep validating yourself along the way. And you focus on being the person. I always say this in all my videos. If you watch, you know, when you focus on being the person, when you focus on the character traits and the habits that person who makes $10,000 a month exudes, when you focus on showing up for yourself every day and exuding that discipline and the consistency and the focus, not letting anybody take you off your game, well, then that $10,000 a month will happen naturally. I promise you. It's really not that hard. 0 to 10K a month is really just about effort. Really, really, really is just about effort. I haven't seen someone who has put in 100% of effort, or let's just say like 90% effort for a few months at a time, who, let's say 6 months, who hasn't seen the $10,000 a month goal. Like, you didn't even have to know what to do or where to go or what to do. You just keep swinging and fighting and thrashing and you'll hit it. You'll get there, trust me. So the $10,000 a month, it just makes it a little more fun. It's like you kind of get acknowledged by the universe, but really you get acknowledged by the universe for acknowledging yourself, for validating yourself. That entire time, my first $10,000 a month, I was building my AI education business when the ChatGPT wave came around, and I sold 2 mentorship packages for $5,000 a piece, and I sold them on the same day. So for me, it was a $10,000 day, but still, my first 10K month. And then I was building the business from there, and then it failed and it crashed, and my accounts on TikTok got banned and stuff like that. And then months, or I went back. Did I go back to working a job? No, I didn't. Months later, I ended up building, really scaling my hypnotherapy practice. And that's when things started taking off again. And what happens is, yeah, you might hit the $10,000 a month, and then you might never hit it. You might not hit it again for a very long time. And that's okay, because you learned things. You learn skills that cannot be taken away from you. And that's the fun part about this game, is knowledge. That's why wealthy people always say that education is the most important thing, because when you educate yourself on what to do and what not to do by going into the fire and by making mistakes and by failing, that stuff, those experiences never leave you, and it becomes easier and easier and easier to make your first dollar and to make your first $10,000 a month. Like, that becomes a skill that that never leaves you. And if you're documenting your journey along the way, it becomes part of your brand, and what happens is your brand never leaves you. And so eventually you start getting paid, not from what you know or from what you sell, but from who you are. That's why I'm a big proponent of putting out content. But your first $10,000 a month, your first 10K month is worth all of the struggle. It's worth all of the moments of not knowing what you were supposed to do, and all the research and the reading and stuff like that, and all the money you spent on failing, and all the courses you bought, and the seminars and the mentorships, and all the times you went in debt. I went in debt a lot of times. I maxed out my credit card a few times before I ever hit 10K a month, but I hit 10K a month, because money is not this thing that you should live and die by. It's this energy exchange. It's just an energy exchange. And so long as you are open to that energy exchange, you're open to being a millionaire, you're open to making $10,000 a month, the universe will bless you. The universe will bless you, bless you, bless you. And it's worth it. It's worth the struggle. It's worth the struggle. But anyway, not too much to say on that. I have other videos of what it feels like to make $25,000 a month in real time, like when I was actually doing it. So you guys can go back and dig into the archive and find those. That'll give you like a more real-time definition. I was probably so on a high in those moments. But anyway, these videos are for my past self and for the curious, because it's worth it. You deserve to know what that feels like. And that's what all of this is for. That's what all this education is for. That's what all this self-improvement stuff is for. That's what all the hypnosis stuff is for, is because you deserve to feel that. And quite soon I intend on bringing in business education to show you how to actually build and scale your businesses, so that you can start hitting those, so that you can feel those $10,000 a month goals. But last notes, start your own business. If you're not going to start your own business, start your own YouTube channel. Document all this stuff, because there's going to come a time where you wish you had documented more things. And there's going to come a time where you don't want to report to anybody else. You don't want to answer to anybody else. You want to travel and fly around the world when you want and be fully in control of your income. I'd rather make $1,000 a month for myself at this point than make $10,000 a month working for someone else, just because of the lifestyle that working for yourself brings you. And entrepreneurship and making money is more about building yourself into someone, building yourself into this unstoppable force of nature, rather than it is the actual money. Because like I said before, the money is a lagging indicator of who you have become. And the milestones you hit, the financial milestones you hit, that high will last for 5 minutes, and then you'll realize that, oh, the real glory is knowing that you're actually the confident person you said you wanted to become now, or you're the consistent, focused person you actually wanted to become. And that you've been validating yourself without seeing any results money-wise for so long that when the money comes there, you realize that, oh, you just got validated for validating yourself. And that's what that really is. And that's when you understand that saying that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, it's about the process, it's about who you become along the way. And that's when it all starts to click and make sense. And I wish I had understood that before. But it's hard when you don't see the money. It's hard when you don't see the fruits of your labor. It's hard to believe in that stuff. But the moment I started just focusing on that piece, on who I'm becoming, and building myself and molding myself into a certain kind of person that I had in my head, in the daydream and the vision, everything started falling into place naturally. The money started coming. The audience started coming. My follower base shot up. All those things just started happening naturally. I didn't even have to try and control any of that stuff. I actually let go and said, you know what, it'll be whatever it's going to be. And then it became what it was going to become. Thoughts and questions in the comments. Hit that thumbs up, like button. See you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.